Hey everybody, welcome to One Flight Down Basement Beer Tasting. I just thought I had to put JPJ in there one more time for his fantastic dance. And I got Christmas music going. We can turn that off now too. You know what I got here? An empty flat of beer. That's right, we're here. Day 24 of the TACKY Advent Calendar Challenge. And of course, I can't do this alone. Ken is here. Ken, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
See, everyone loves it when you show up, my live studio audience. All right. All right. Wow, we made it. We made it all this way. You're looking very festive today. I love how your hat disappeared into the background.
Yeah, sometimes it's Gordon Tartan, sometimes it's a hat.
Yeah, who knows? I expect a Russian dance when my.
I know JBJ.
Yeah, well, it's JBJ wanted you to sing, so you know that's the whole other thing. But, all right, so we have gone through 23 beers. We are now on day 24, beer 24, and we're really messing things up today by having different beers.
Yeah, plan this.
All right, so my beer. From the Stanley Park Brewing Company is the 1897 Amber Ale. It is
from the Trans-Canada Brewing Company, the Lamplighter Amber Ale.
Oh, so at least they're both amber ales.
Both amber ales, yes.
Well, if we did this live, we could have compared them, but yeah. Oh well. Well, we are live, just not in person, right? What else? No, mine doesn't tell me much else. It's 5.1% alcohol. It contains barley, wheat. That's really all it says.
So mine says it's a malt forward amber, 5.2%, 15 IBUs, easy drinking ale brewed using traditional UK malts to impart a deep red hue with notes of caramel, raisin, and a hint of roasted chocolate.
Ooh,
that sounds like a nice Christmas beer.
It does sound like a nice Christmas beer. Well, you know, it's got hockey on the label. You know, it's a winter sport. I always try to justify when I wear a Jets jersey around the holidays and say, well, it's a winter sport. It's festive. Yeah. But I didn't do that today. I went, with one flight down wear, and I see that you did too. I think you went back to what you wore at the first
day one. Yeah. Full circle.
Full circle. I don't remember what I wore on day one. It might have been this, actually. It seems like something I would.
That was a long time ago.
It was like almost a month. That is a long, long time in beer years.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to cook these?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. Not quite coordinated, but
not bad.
And I had to cook myself today. Christmas Eve, and I had to cook myself. And you're just like a permanent cook today.
I'm a permanent cook.
So of course, amber ale. The color looks amber. That's the way it works.
Mine looks a little darker than yours.
Yours looks a lot darker than mine. Quite a bit. Yeah, like mine's more like a light. Well, I mean, they're both like sort of yours like a deep red. Mine's like a light brown almost.
Right. Must be those UK malts.
Must be. Yeah, I don't know what they're using out in Stanley Park, but yours just kind of disappears.
Those where my hat goes.
Yeah, it's magical. All right, let's check this out on the nose. Mine's super malty. Yeah, that's a malty beer.
Yeah, getting a little bit of the caramel and the malted.
Yeah. There's a sweetness on the nose for sure. Mine's got a more impressive head than yours, by the way.
Well, mine was there for a while. It's gone away pretty quickly.
Yeah. I think your glass doesn't always cooperate. But anyways, let's have a sip. Cheers. Mine's really sweet.
This is not really sweet. It's really? Yeah.
Wow.
It's, I've had this beer many times. Like, this is one of my go-tos from Trans-Canada. It's a good, solid cutting the grass, need a beer after kind of
drink. Right. Yeah, I've had that one a number of times as well. I'll be honest, the red ales, amber ales aren't usually my favorite style. Often I'll find they kind of give me a bit of heartburn going down, and this one's not, so that's pleasant.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a decent beer.
Yeah, definitely picking up the caramel.
Yeah, mine's got a little bit of bite when you take the first sip, but it's just smooth and sweet going down.
Yeah, there's no bite in this one at all. It's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a decent beer. It's a little sweet for my liking to have more than one. Like I wouldn't sit and have a bunch of these.
Just this one's definitely, this is crushable. You could crush a 6 of these pretty easily.
Yeah. Speaking from experience.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get into song time, let's chat about the beer we've had over the last.
Yeah, it's been an interesting mix. There's a number here I'd never had before. There's some old favorites, some stuff I haven't had in a long time.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, there was only, I think, one that I was there were two that I was completely not familiar with.
Okay.
That would have been the Blindman New England Pale and the Tyskie Polish Lager.
Right.
Those two I had never had or seen or anything. So,
yeah, same for me with both of those. I think there was a couple other in here that I had not had before. Yeah, kind of the special ones, but those two definitely did not have.
Yeah, and that for me, the Stanley Parks, like I'm sure I've had something from Stanley Park before, but I don't think I've had the ones that were in the pack here.
Yeah, or at least not anything I remember.
Right. Yeah, nothing super memorable. So the way this works for anyone who's not been paying full attention to every minute of every episode, some people didn't play by the rules and put in variety packs, and that's how today Ken and I are on different beers. So for me, the breweries that are most represented were Stanley Park with 3 and Sookram's with 3. Like that's a lot of those 2 kinds of beer, and I think I had 2 One Great Cities. There's a few others I had 2 from, but 3 of.
I had 3 Trans-Canadas because I had an extra Trans-Canada instead of the Stanley Park.
Yeah, I had 2 because I had the Arrow and the Blueberry. So do you have a favorite or like a top 2 or something you just never want to have again?
I top 2. Like there was a couple I was disappointed in. Like you mentioned the New England Pale Ale, which I wanted to like a lot more. It was okay.
Mm-hmm. It was fine
again. But I was hoping it would be a little hazier. I guess we're kind of spoiled with Kilter.
Yeah, I think we are. Yeah,
pretty high bar.
Yeah.
But the one that I quite enjoyed a lot was the One Great City Prairie Sunset.
Yeah, that was a nice beer. I really like that.
Hop Harvest Lager. Definitely would do that again.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick a favorite, it was the Dream.
The Dream was really good. Yeah, that was really good. I liked
the story about it. Learned a little bit of Ukrainian.
Yeah, that's right.
And, brewed by our friends out at Oxus, who it's been a while since I've had Oxus beer, and they just make really, really good beer. Like it's just delicious.
Yeah,
they got a few other cores that are just excellent beers. And this
I like their stuff a lot.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I don't
that
know
was
or not, but it's good.
Yeah, that was a really, really good beer. That was one of my favorite. We had that's one of many lagers that we had.
Mm-hmm.
And a few of the lagers were really, really good. That was one. The Tyskie that I pointed out was also really good. Probably the most surprising beer of the whole thing for me, to be completely honest, was the Molson Dry. Like I would say of the, I think 6 lagers we had, this would be one of the on the top end.
Okay.
Maybe not quite as good as the Dream and the Tyskie, but up there. Definitely better than the other ones that we had. So that was like the most shocking one for me, was the Molson Dry. Man, if I had to pick like one best one, I probably actually be the one you put in, which was the Occult Classic.
Right.
And it's just because this is a style I really like right now. I really like dark beers. Sookram nailed it. Sookram nails all their styles. Like, and like, I mean, that's I would do that almost as a close second. This one, now I call it another fucking Sookram's, but the Old Familiar, it's again, like it's Kilter. I mean, sorry, Sookram's really nailed the style on that. So
yeah. Sookram's is probably, of all the local breweries, that's my favorite. It's like 1 or 1A, 1B, like it's right up there. And the Occult Classic, I think the second or third year they've done this beer. It's a seasonal. And I remember the day they announced it was coming out and was supposed to be available online, and they screwed something up on their website. The ordering wasn't working, so I drove over to Sookram's and I went in. And Cole was there, and Andrew was there, and I said, your website's not working. I had to come in and buy beer. But it's an awesome beer. I love it a lot.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I agree. I would probably put Sookram's as my favorite brewery in town. I mean, there might be like a couple of beers from Kilter that might stand out more, but I think just in terms of consistency, Sookram's would probably be my favorite Winnipeg brewery. Any style they do, they pretty much nail it, and I really like that. All right, well, I guess it's song time, eh? Or Sondheim? No, it's still not Sondheim. That's
still not Sondheim. I don't think it ever will be Sondheim.
It will never be Sondheim.
This is never going to be a barbershop and a meat pie plate.
Yeah. Okay, this is gonna be a hard one today. It's 24 beers, so it's the last time I'm doing it. Obviously, because there's no 25th day of Christmas. I mean, in terms of the song, there was never a 13th day of Christmas. But Nutmeg 2 Palmetto suggested I do this, so I did it. And now here we are, day 24. Here we go. On the 24th day of Christmas, Tacky gave to me another Stanley Park, Molson Dry, Belgian wit beer, Grandpa's sweater, Trans-Canada Arrow, Dream Ukrainian lager, Stanley Park IPA, low Life Saison, breathe, Kilter Waves, Blindman NEIPA, Prairie Sunset, Fin Du Monde, Trans-Canada Bluebeary, Big Rock Traditional, Kronenbourg not the director, Winnipeg is real, Sookram's Desert Island, Farmery Lager, Sookram's Occult Classic, Miller High Life, don't throw this one, Tyskie Polish beer, another fucking Sookram's Shoppe St, and a Stanley Park Waypoint Hazy Pale Ale.
Woo!
Done.
You'll never have to do that again.
Until the next time someone gives me a stupid idea and I run with it. I gotta point out, Catherine was giving me a really hard time. Sorry, say that again?
I was gonna say, if you got any stupid ideas for all these, just put them in the comments.
Add them to the comments. I'll probably do it. Somebody hearted that. I don't know who. We don't see that here in StreamYard. But there are 3 people watching, so that's nice. I got to mention, last night, Catherine was giving me a real hard time because one of my favorite beers, like one of my absolute favorite local beers, was in this pack, and that was the Desert Island from Sookram's. And apparently I called it Desert Classic last night.
Yeah, I caught that.
Yeah, I couldn't live that down. So that's why I was stuck looking myself. It was just,
Well, talk to Andrew, and if he ever wants to do a dark desert island, he could call it Desert Classic.
Yes, he could. Yeah.
Well, we made Ronnie happy.
That's good. Yes, Ronnie, you did. Well, you Nutmeg 2 Palmetto came up with the idea to sing. You seconded it very heartily.
Yeah.
Because I think I was just going to try the first day. I didn't know if I would commit to it for 24 days, but it just took two of you to encourage me. And I believe as soon as she said that, Ken went, done. And
Done.
that's the rule. That's the rule of the land. When Ken slams his fist down and says done, that's it. It's written into law. All right. Well, I think it's time for me to clean up some cans. I just cleaned this place, and I was probably like beer spillage everywhere I got to take care of. Ken, have a great Christmas.
You too, Al.
Thanks for doing this with me. Thanks for getting me into this Advent calendar. It was a ton of fun, and you actually made it most days, so we were able to do this.
Yeah, I think I only missed 2 or 3. So yeah, this was awesome. Thank you so much for dragging me along on your adventure.
Wouldn't have been the same without you. And thank you for everyone who's tuned in, everyone who's commented, everyone who's given ideas. In addition to Nutmeg 2 Palmetto, there was the old Growler. The guy who told me to put the lyrics into the descriptions. So, you can always go back and sing along with those last few if you want. Oh, and I guess we got to thank JBJ for sending me the dance. We got a lot of mileage out of that dance. It's a gift that keeps on giving. And what the heck? Let's give it to them one more time, eh? All right. Cheers, everybody. Merry Christmas. As soon as I can start it up. I had to get one more technical difficulty in here, right?
We just got dancing screens right now.
All right. Here he comes. Soon. Here he comes. Merry Christmas, everybody.